Kate Middleton, the woman beloved and trusted by the entire United Kingdom, with her always impeccable image, calm demeanor, and compassionate heart. She is not only the Princess of Wales, but also a symbol of elegance, grace, and resilience amidst the storm of the royal family. For years, Kate has been a rare haven of peace for Prince William and a silent shield against the prying eyes of public scrutiny. Yet, one day, shocking news suddenly emerged. Initial rumors about her unusual absence, a strangely edited photograph, and the vacant look in her eyes during her last appearance, all pieced together into a chilling truth. Kate Middleton is battling a serious and potentially life-threatening illness. What lies behind that strong exterior? Why has the entire royal family remained silent? And in his most desperate moments, what words did Prince William utter that forced the advisors to hold an emergency meeting? The story behind the plea. Save my wife is something England has never witnessed before. When people think of the life of a king or queen, they often paint a fairy tale dream: sparkling crowns, proud strides on red carpets, and lavish banquets in grand palaces, beautiful dresses, radiant smiles, and an aura of glamour seem an inevitable part of royal life. But that is merely a dazzling velvet curtain concealing a cold truth. For beneath that shimmering light, there may be silent tears, profound fear, and heartbreaking moments of vulnerability, things the public never gets to see. Catherine, or Kate Middleton, the royal daughter-in-law long adored by the people of England, has been a symbol of elegance, calmness, and warmth. She always appeared flawless in every situation, from major events alongside Prince William to caring for their three young children. But then, in early 2020, a silent earthquake shattered every wall of stability. Kate was no longer fighting for royal duties or media pressure. She was facing a quiet and ruthless enemy: cancer. It all began seemingly harmlessly, a simple abdominal surgery in January. The doctors at the time believed there was nothing serious, and Kate would soon return to her busy schedule. But as further tests were conducted during her recovery, a terrifying truth emerged. Cancer had been silently growing inside her body. The shock hit like a bolt of lightning for Kate and her loved ones. Outside the palace, the public began to wonder why she had gone silent. But inside, time seemed to freeze. All royal events were immediately postponed. William, always a model of steadfastness, now had to confront an overwhelming pain as he watched his life partner face a danger he could not protect her from. In the inner sanctum of Kensington Palace, their family life became a quiet battlefront. Gone were the glamorous royal ceremonies or strict protocols. All that remained was love, companionship, and an unrelenting effort to keep their family stronghold standing amidst the storm. The glossy photographs once seen were replaced by a genuine bond, as William and Kate stood side by side not as royals, but as two people fighting for life. While the outside world speculated, only a select few truly knew what was happening. Jason Koff, a former trusted aide, was one of them. In a rare interview, he recounted the fateful moment when everything changed. A phone call, devastating news, a medical announcement that was also a psychological earthquake. William, who had endured countless pressures, now seemed to crumble. Despite being trained his entire life to face adversity, this was one of the harshest challenges he had ever faced. The nightmare did not end there. Around the same time, William's father, King Charles III, was also diagnosed with cancer. In a short span of time, the British royal family was plunged into the shadow of two life-or-death verdicts. William stood at the heart of the storm. As the heir to the throne, he now had to bear two unspoken pains: a father and a wife, both fighting for their lives day by day. Yet, outside the palace, no one knew. Until Kate appeared not at a dazzling event, but in an emotional video addressed to the entire nation. Her words silenced the country. In every syllable, people felt her courage and an undeniable truth: she was battling cancer and undergoing preventative chemotherapy. Behind her composed exterior was a silent struggle. Kate and William had known about the diagnosis for some time, but they chose to shield their three children from the nightmare their parents were facing at all costs. This was a moment that moved many. People across the globe listened intently, some even shedding tears. They saw not just a princess, but a human being, a mother, a wife, someone who had always been resilient for others but was now revealing her inner struggles. Her sincerity touched the hearts of many. It underscored that no matter how perfect someone's life may seem, they are still vulnerable to pain. But how deep is the bond between Catherine and William? Is their love strong enough to overcome this challenge? In 2001, Catherine Middleton began studying at the University of St. Andrews in Scotland. She met Prince William when they both lived at St. Salvator's Hall as students. They gradually got to know each other through frequent encounters. Their friendship eventually deepened into a more profound relationship. In 2002, during a charity fashion show at the university, Catherine wore a dress that caught William's attention, making him see her in a new light. They grew closer and began dating in 2003. In their second year, they decided to live together with two friends in an apartment, which strengthened their relationship as they faced the challenges of student life together. From 2003 to 2008, they lived at Balove House on the Strathtyrum estate, enjoying the peaceful surroundings and the freedom of student life. Their relationship had its ups and downs, including a brief breakup in 2004, but they quickly reconciled. After graduating, Catherine's life changed. The press took an interest in her relationship with the future king. However, she remained focused on her career. In 2006, she began working part-time as an accessories buyer for a fashion company called Jigsaw. She also managed the website and product catalog for her family's business. That same year, Catherine attended Prince William's graduation from the Royal Military Academy Sandhurst. Though they broke up in April 2007, they reconciled before the year ended. In May 2008, she attended Peter Phillips's wedding in William's Place. This was the first time she met Queen Elizabeth II, a significant moment for her. Afterward, she gradually participated in more royal events. In June 2008, she was present at the Order of the Garter ceremony at Windsor Castle, where William was honored. A month later, she appeared at Lady Rose Windsor's wedding while William was in the Caribbean. These events marked her increasing integration into the royal lifestyle. In 2010, William and Catherine moved to a small cottage on the Borgin estate in Anglesey, Wales. William was training with the Royal Air Force, and they cherished the privacy of their new home. Before their marriage, Catherine lived with her sister Pippa in a London apartment owned by their parents. That same year, during a trip to Mount Kenya, William proposed to Catherine while they stayed in a secluded cabin near the Liwa Wildlife Conservancy to celebrate his completion of RAF training. He gave her a special ring that once belonged to his mother, Princess Diana. Their engagement was announced in November 2010. Before the wedding, Catherine was formally welcomed into the Church of England in a small ceremony with her family and William. The wedding took place on April 29, 2011, at Westminster Abbey, a momentous event. The date coincided with St. Catherine's Day, adding to the significance of the occasion. The entire nation celebrated, and the ceremony was watched by millions worldwide. Catherine wore a dress designed by Sarah Burton from Alexander McQueen. After the event, she was granted the title of Duchess of Cambridge. The Queen gifted them Anmer Hall as a wedding present, a beautiful country house on the Sandringham estate. Initially, they lived at Nottingham Cottage in London, but later moved to apartment 1A at Kensington Palace, a 4-story home renovated to suit their growing family. In 2017, Kensington Palace became their primary residence, and by 2022, they moved to Adelaide Cottage in Windsor with their children. In December 2012, it was announced that Catherine was expecting her first child. The news was revealed early because she was hospitalized due to severe morning sickness. Prince George was born in July 2013. She experienced similar morning sickness during her subsequent pregnancies, making those times more challenging. Princess Charlotte was born in 2015 and Prince Louis in 2018. Their 3 children have always drawn attention, but the family maintains a close bond. Queen Elizabeth II's passing led to a change in the line of succession. George is now second in line, Charlotte third, and Louis fourth. The family now has two beloved pet dogs named Lupo and Orla, who have become cherished members of the household. The royal family may seem perfect, but they too have their struggles. Princess Kate discovered she had cancer, a tremendous shock. Doctors advised her to begin chemotherapy immediately to prevent the cancer from spreading. Swift action was necessary to increase her chances of recovery. Deciding to undergo chemotherapy was a difficult choice for Kate. It came with serious risks and unwanted side effects such as nausea, fatigue, hair loss, and weakness. These symptoms became a normal part of her daily life. Kate, known for her calmness and strength, struggled to accept this new reality. It wasn't just about her health. She had three young children to care for, a supportive husband, and responsibilities that didn't pause despite her challenges. At 42, Kate appeared youthful and healthy, which gave her doctors hope. They believed her body would respond well to treatment. However, she found the emotional challenges more daunting. She suffered from insomnia, fear, and moments of uncertainty. Yet, Kate displayed remarkable strength throughout the process. Though she faced her struggles privately, those outside her inner circle began to speculate and theorize about her. Her prolonged absence from royal duties led to rumors and made headlines. But within the palace, she wasn't shirking her responsibilities or avoiding attention. Her journey of healing and protecting her loved ones from worry was her focus. After some time, she decided to share her story. In a heartfelt video, Kate publicly disclosed her diagnosis to the world. Without Prince William by her side, she spoke with a strong and calm demeanor that resonated deeply. She briefly addressed the challenges her family faced, but also emphasized their strength. Her honest words shed light on an unseen aspect of royalty, where both fear and love coexist. Though she received admiration for her courage, Prince William was struggling silently. William, known for his calmness and stability, was affected by emotions more than most people realized. Those close to him said he was deeply saddened and overwhelmed, no longer himself. Instead of the resilient future king the public typically saw, he was a worried husband, fearing for his partner. As a father, he was unsettled by the thought of raising their children without their mother. He was a man in pain, trying to balance everything as it seemed to fall apart around him. When he learned of her illness, William's behavior changed. He stopped eating, avoided meetings, and isolated himself, feeling lost and unable to relax. A close acquaintance noted that William began showing emotions in public, something he rarely did. He struggled with sleep and focus due to constant worry, impacting every aspect of his life. Palace staff noticed a marked change in his behavior. Once friendly and jovial, he became distant and withdrawn, no longer engaging in small talk. He focused entirely on Kate's well-being. He tried to stay strong, and especially for their children, but it was clear he was struggling. Even if he appeared calm on the outside, he was silently grappling with immense fear and emotions. This was not a task for a prince. This was love tested to its limits. In 24, Princess Kate faced numerous challenges. She and King Charles encountered serious health issues, requiring hospitalization early in the year. Kate underwent major abdominal surgery in January at the London clinic, while King Charles received treatment for an enlarged prostate. Their health conditions were so severe that Charles had to pause his royal duties, a rare occurrence that underscored the gravity of the situation. The community showed strong support for Kate and Prince William during this difficult time. Kate was discharged from the hospital on January 29th, as announced by Kensington Palace. Prince William quickly resumed his duties, attending a ceremony at Windsor Castle and later participating in a charity event for London's air ambulance. He expressed gratitude for the kind messages from the community, which meant a great deal to him and his family. Speculation about Kate's health spread widely, so she decided to share a joyful family photo on Mother's Day, March 10th, with her three children. The photo quickly circulated through major news agencies like AP, Reuters, and AFP. However, these agencies later withdrew the image, leading to rumors that the palace may have edited the photo before sharing it. Kate earned significant respect for her resilience during her health battle. Even in tough times, she remained dedicated to her family and royal duties. Despite facing challenges, Kate demonstrated strength and commitment as she prepared to become the future queen consort. On March 22nd, she shared an emotional video message from Windsor announcing her cancer diagnosis. This news came during a stressful time for the royal family, with concerns about King Charles's health. Despite these hardships, Kate was praised for her commitment to public duties. The public's response was overwhelmingly positive, showing strong support and affection for her. Even while recovering, she continued to demonstrate strength and dedication, preparing to support Prince William as a vital partner. However, there were tensions with Queen Camilla. Reports suggested that Camilla pressured Kate to quickly resume her royal duties, sidelining her health, which caused some friction between them. During a visit, Camilla mentioned feeling exhausted by her royal responsibilities and suggested that Kate take on some of her tasks. Kate was concerned about this proposal, believing she should prioritize her health and family responsibilities. The suggestions sparked tension, igniting strong emotions and public debate about whether Kate, who was battling cancer, or Camilla, who was focused on royal duties, was in the right. The disagreement caused issues between Kate and Camilla and also affected Prince William. He supported Kate and criticized Camilla, adding further strain within the royal family. Camilla faced backlash for her recent comments about feeling overwhelmed by her responsibilities. Many believe that Kate's serious health issues made Camilla's struggles seem less significant. This difference in perspectives led to discussions and heightened conversations about the royal family, highlighting the diverse experiences and expectations of its members. The involvement of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle further complicated the situation. The couple publicly expressed their support for Kate, adding to the complex dynamics within the royal family. Supporting Kate could be seen as a strategic move to stand by her, especially given the sympathy for her health struggles. Many are closely watching how the royal family navigates these challenging situations as tensions rise. The feud between Kate and Camilla, combined with the support Kate receives from William, Harry, and Meghan, could significantly impact how the public perceives the royal family. The royal family is in a precarious position, and how they handle these issues is crucial for maintaining unity and reputation in the eyes of the public. The world had been anxiously waiting for weeks, wondering where Princess Catherine was. Her usual radiant smile had vanished, causing worry and silence. Without her presence, attention shifted, and people began to grow concerned both in the country and within the palace. Initially, the public was patient, awaiting her return. There were minor updates about her need for rest and recovery, along with some postponed or canceled events. However, rumors began to spread and speculation grew. Her lack of communication made the situation more alarming. People stopped wondering when she would return and started questioning why she had disappeared in the first place. Prince William, previously known for his steadfast presence and calm demeanor, was behaving differently. When seen alone in public, observers could see it in his eyes, a lack of engagement and an unusual tension. His smile appeared forced, and his movements seemed heavier. Despite his polished royal exterior, it was clear something distressing was happening. It was said that Kate was going through a difficult time privately. She endured long days of medical appointments and nights filled with uncertainty. People were concerned about her health, both physical and emotional. Years of royal duties, constant scrutiny, and the pressure to always be perfect had taken their toll. Beyond the palace walls, the woman who had captured the nation's heart was quietly feeling exhausted. In royal circles, discussions began about Kate and the pressure she faced to meet certain expectations. Some senior royals believed she should continue to shoulder royal responsibilities, while others disagreed. Prince William decided he could no longer remain silent. Those close to the royal family reported growing tension between him and other senior royals. In particular, there were discrete disagreements between William and his father, King Charles, as well as Queen Camilla. The issue wasn't about adhering to protocol or appearances, it was personal. William felt frustrated, believing that people didn't truly understand his wife, Kate, To him, she was more than just a princess. She was the mother of his children, his love from university, and he saw her struggling. While others viewed her responsibilities as mere duties, he saw them as potentially harmful. A tense and pivotal moment occurred behind palace doors, changing everything. The incident was not public, not captured in photographs, nor discussed openly at official events. But those who knew of it said it was one of the most emotional scenes in the royal household in a long time. William, typically composed in public, revealed his vulnerable being in private. He earnestly pleaded with the king to see his wife as a person, not just a royal. He wasn't seeking pity, but action. He wanted less stress and more support. He hoped Kate would be given space to recover without the constant pressure to be cheerful, greet others, and serve as a figurehead. In that moment, he wasn't thinking about his future as king. He was simply a husband, begging for help. Opinions within the palace varied. Some were moved by the situation. Others just were more cautious, clinging to traditions the monarchy had followed for years. The idea of a royal stepping back, even temporarily, was not taken lightly. However, William stood firm in his decision. He emphasized that it wasn't just about one person, but the core of his family. Kate's closest confidants began to voice their concerns discreetly. Friends, loyal staff, and longtime associates noticed that Kate's silence was more than a lack of words. It reflected her emotional state. They saw her exhaustion, not just physically. It was a weariness that seemed to make it hard for her to even breathe. Some said she was conflicted. She wanted to fulfill her duties and be present. She had always understood the importance of her role. However, she also realized she was losing control. The line between her public responsibilities and personal identity was blurring. While everyone expected her to bounce back, she was just trying to survive. Kate's story in the quiet halls and private rooms wasn't just about a royal. It was about the consequences when a gentle yet determined woman is pushed to her limits by societal expectations. It was about the conflict between love and duty, and it was about a husband who wouldn't let his wife suffer alone. The palace, known for its secrecy and silence, now carried a new atmosphere of tension. This tension couldn't be resolved with words or smiles. William had made a bold decision that changed everything. The princess's disappearance, initially a matter of public curiosity, now revealed deeper issues within the royal family. It showed that even the most powerful families can be fragile. It underscored that, beyond titles and lavish adornments, royals are human with fears, emotions, and vulnerabilities. No official decisions were announced. There were no grand statements or press conferences. However, by FOMOS, the conversation within the palace had shifted. This was because one man had spoken with sincerity, and one woman's silence had made a greater impact than any official announcement. While the world eagerly awaited the woman they admired, those close to her hoped for something different. They wished for peace, rest, and the chance for her to return not as a flawless princess, but as someone healed. Behind the grand gates of the royal palace, a hidden conflict was unfolding. Prince William had expressed his true feelings and requested that the royal family allow his wife, the Princess of Wales, to take a break from her royal duties for her well-being. However, he didn't receive the response he expected. Senior palace advisors, responsible for maintaining order and preserving royal traditions, were displeased with his request. They valued upholding appearances and adhering to royal customs. For them, prioritizing duty was paramount. They feared that stepping back could lead to speculation, rumors, and damage to the image of strength the monarchy had worked tirelessly to maintain. King Charles, known within the palace as cautious and prudent, privately understood the situation, but had prepared for years to assume the throne with stability. He considered William's request as both a father and a king. As a king, he had to weigh how the public would perceive his decision. Though he cared deeply for Kate, he was also concerned with maintaining the monarchy's stability. He didn't outright reject his son's request, but he didn't fully support it either. William and Kate found themselves in a position that felt isolated and desolate. They began appearing less in public and gradually avoided the public eye. They postponed events, canceled visits, and were seen together less frequently. When William attended events alone, he looked somber and, at times, exhausted. Kate was entirely absent. She wasn't deliberately avoiding the public. She was simply focusing on recovering both physically and emotionally. Within the palace of Decorum, it became clear that William and Kate were isolated. The closeness and family harmony often associated with royalty were absent. Though there were no overt conflicts or disputes, there was a noticeable emotional distance. Those present understood that not everyone fully supported William and Kate's choices. Some staff began to notice a change. The couple started isolating themselves more. They had fewer meetings, fewer dinners, and fewer smiles. It seemed they were building a barrier around themselves not to exclude others, but to create a safe space for each other. Outside the palace, another event was unfolding. People from all ages and backgrounds began expressing concern, not just journalists, but ordinary people, parents, youths, and the elderly. They had seen photos of Kate smiling at hospitals, interacting with children, and attending events with poise and patience. They remembered her warm demeanor, compassionate eyes, and calm presence. As a result, they grew worried. On social media, people started sharing messages of support. Photos of the princess were circulated, showing her smiling in various moments. Over the years, many expressed love and empathy for her. They spoke of how challenging it must be to live under public scrutiny and the importance of prioritizing health above all else. Before long, these messages turned into widespread action. Popular hashtags began trending online. People worldwide started using the same language to show their support for Kate. Instead of asking when she would return, they voiced their belief that she didn't need to return. Their primary concern was simply her well-being. This outpouring of public support didn't go unnoticed. News outlets began reporting with a more empathetic tone, moving away from the usual sensational royal gossip. They highlighted acts of kindness and explored the challenges of living under constant scrutiny. Radio and television programs called for the monarchy to show more compassion, not just for Kate, but for all royals who might be struggling. The perception of the monarchy began to shift gradually. For a long time, the crown symbolized power, duty, and tradition. But now, people wondered if the crown could also represent compassion, empathy, and renewal. Questions arose. Is it right to ask someone to work when they're exhausted? Should the royal family be more open about their challenges? Should empathy take precedence over adherence to rules? The answers weren't simple. But one thing was clear. The public now saw Kate not just as a royal symbol, but as a real person, a wife, a mother, a woman doing her best in a difficult situation, and they stood by her. Inside the palace, the atmosphere remained tense. Change in such ancient institutions takes time. But outside, the public had already decided what they wanted. They desired kindness, sincerity, and above all, they wanted Kate to feel supported and not alone. During her absence, the world felt a powerful presence, not through words, but through a subtle message urging kindness in a society that often values toughness, and the public responded with affection. The palace had experienced periods of quiet unrest before, but this time felt different. Prince William, who had always followed royal protocol with poise, had reached a critical juncture. Tensions had been simmering for some time, especially since Kate's prolonged absence and the limited support from the royal family. At this point, William had made a definitive decision. In private royal meetings, rumors circulated that William was considering stepping back from his royal duties if his wife's well-being wasn't taken seriously. This wasn't an idle threat, but a serious message from a husband who had exhausted all other options and was now determined to act. According to sources close to the palace, the relationship between William and his father, King Charles, was highly strained. William wasn't seeking favors. He simply wanted time for his wife, Kate, who was grappling with health and emotional challenges. However, the palace, known for its adherence to tradition, was hesitant to adapt. The royal family had always expected its members to press on regardless of difficulties, but William placed his wife's well-being above tradition. The world was awaiting a sign. After months of silence, the palace finally issued a statement. The statement was brief and carefully worded. Though it provided few details, it acknowledged that Kate needed time and space. This was the first official recognition that she was stepping back, possibly permanently. Though the statement remained composed, it signaled a shift. It marked the first time the royal family acknowledged the importance of personal well-being, even in a life centered around duty. Many still wondered whether this was a turning point or merely the start of a more serious issue. Something touching occurred that captured public attention. William and Kate were seen together in a rare appearance. It wasn't a grand event, but it was deeply meaningful. They stood close to each other, looking calm and serious. Their hands touched, and they gazed into each other's eyes. Observers noted William's protectiveness and Kate's gentleness. They weren't there to perform, they were there to show something genuine. This moment was significant not only for the couple, but also for the future of the royal family. William and Kate weren't defiant or angry, but calmly and gradually choosing a different path. They weren't abandoning their duties, but reshaping them. Their priority was to fulfill their roles while placing love, health, and happiness first. Many viewers believe the couple's actions sent a powerful message. Prince William, who will one day be king, was demonstrating that even within long-standing traditions, there is room for compassion and progress. He wasn't forsaking his responsibilities, but emphasizing the importance of prioritizing love. He was willing to challenge the status quo if it meant putting love first. Can the monarchy adapt and evolve to ensure its survival? Can it prioritize self-care, love, and empathy? Only time will tell. For now, William and Kate are walking together, not only as royals but as individuals supporting each other with sincerity and strength. The British royal family has always been under public scrutiny. Every action, statement, and emotion is closely watched by the world. Recently, this scrutiny has intensified. They have faced personal health issues, controversies, and shifts in leadership that have significantly impacted both the family and its reputation. Through it all, Prince William and Princess Kate have been at the forefront, striving to balance their duties, their relationship, and the weight of royal traditions. One of the toughest issues recently has been the ongoing controversy surrounding Prince Andrew. Once a working royal, he stepped back from public life after a scandal that deeply affected the royal family. For William, the issue wasn't just about public image. It was about deciding the kind of monarchy he wanted to help shape. Reports indicated that he strongly believed Prince Andrew should have no public role. William's stance was rooted not only in personal feelings, but also in safeguarding the dignity and future of the monarchy. He recognized the public's demand for accountability and didn't want the royal family to lose touch with the people. At the same time, there was concern when King Charles was diagnosed with cancer. It was the first time in years that the king himself faced a serious health issue. This created a sense of urgency within the palace. While the king focused on treatment and recovery, other senior royals were expected to take on more duties. This meant added pressure for William and Kate. They had greater responsibilities while grappling with personal worries. With Kate's health uncertain and the couple's desire for more privacy, there was suddenly a leadership void in the palace. This sparked discussions about what would happen if King Charles's condition worsened. Would William have to take on more responsibilities sooner than anticipated? And if so, how would Kate be involved? Given her need for recovery, these were sensitive matters that needed addressing. The royal family had to plan ahead, not just for tradition, but to maintain stability. Throughout this time, the public remained focused on the royals. The media tracked every detail, every public appearance, every photograph. Opinions varied. Some were supportive and empathetic, especially toward Kate. Others questioned transparency and leadership. Social media played a role, allowing people to express support or concerns, with opinions forming instantly. It highlighted the close link between the monarchy's reputation and public sentiment during times of change. Princess Kate, renowned for her fashion sense, also displayed remarkable composure in difficult situations. People had followed her style for years, with her outfits often selling out quickly. However, the focus recently began to shift. It was no longer just about her clothing, but also her charitable work, school visits, and advocacy for mental health issues. The royal family started emphasizing her role as a working royal with a clear purpose, rather than focusing solely on her fashion. This subtle but significant shift helped the public see her not just as a stylish figure, but as someone genuinely passionate about important causes. In 2024, a Mother's Day photo controversy sparked significant discussion. The image shared by the palace was edited, leading to confusion and questions. People were curious about why the photo was altered, and it became a hot topic. The public and media were already concerned about Kate's prolonged absence, so this incident heightened their worries. The palace attempted to clarify the situation, but it underscored the fragility of the royal family's reputation. Even a minor mistake could impact public trust in the monarchy. The royal family decided to adjust their approach to the media. Recognizing the importance of truth and transparency in today's society, they acknowledged that people desired a more authentic connection rather than just formal images and statements. As a result, the palace made changes, such as reducing staged photos, being more open in their messaging, and prioritizing causes that mattered to them. These adjustments weren't about fixing past mistakes, but about maintaining a strong bond with the public. Prince William and Princess Kate were central to this challenging journey. They didn't make a spectacle or speak loudly. Instead, they made thoughtful decisions to support each other, be present when needed, and hold fast to their beliefs. The royal family faced obstacles from multiple angles: personal issues, societal demands, and the need for evolution. But amidst it all, the couple demonstrated something fundamental, yet powerful: love, understanding, and hope for a monarchy that can evolve and thrive. In the future, the royal family may still face challenges and uncertainties, but they can overcome them with kindness and a willingness to adapt. William and Kate may lead with quiet strength and resilience, rather than bold proclamations. Prince William and Kate Middleton symbolize a new era in the history of the British royal family. They bring a modern and fresh approach, admired by many. Unlike previous generations, they prioritize accessibility, kindness, and relatability to ordinary people. Their simple yet impactful style makes the royal family more approachable and down-to-earth to people worldwide. William and Kate's approach includes leveraging modern technology as a key element. They recognize the changing world and use social media and the internet to communicate directly with the public. This allows them to spread their messages and causes to a broader audience. Instead of only attending formal events, they also engage with the public in more personal ways. They often share videos and posts about their daily lives and work, making them more relatable and bridging the gap between the royals and the public. Their dedication to charitable work is a top priority for William and Kate. They focus on relevant issues like mental health. The couple openly discusses the importance of mental well-being and encourages open communication about emotions. Through their transparency, they aim to reduce the stigma surrounding mental health challenges. Additionally, they are passionate about environmental conservation through various initiatives. They raise awareness about climate change and the importance of protecting nature. Their involvement in local community projects reflects their desire to create positive change in their own backyard. Whether supporting youth or backing community initiatives, they are consistently engaged. William and Kate strive to achieve balance in their family life. They aim to teach their children about royal traditions while allowing them to have a normal childhood. The couple prioritizes their children's privacy and keeps family moments as private as possible. They also focus on instilling values like kindness, responsibility, and respect in their children. By doing so, the young royals can grow up feeling loved and well-rounded, rather than merely being public figures. William and Kate are preparing for the future, knowing that one day William will be king and Kate will be queen. They take their responsibilities seriously, learning and honing skills to serve the nation well in the future. They aim to make the monarchy meaningful and relevant in the modern world, symbolizing hope, unity, and progress. William and Kate demonstrate how the royal family can adapt to contemporary times while honoring its historical traditions. Their compassion, transparency, and dedication inspire many. They bring a modern relevance to the monarchy while preserving its heritage. Their efforts and beliefs suggest a brighter, more compassionate future for both the monarchy and its people. Kate Middleton's cancer diagnosis not only shocked the public, but also raised poignant questions about the fragility of those who seem untouchable within the royal family. When the spotlight fades, behind the ancient stone walls is a mother, a wife, battling a devastating illness. Will the British royal family, with all its power and long-standing traditions, provide her with the best care possible, or will Kate, with her courage and family's love, become a new symbol of strength and hope? What are your thoughts on Princess Kate's health situation? Do you believe in the support from the royal family or in the extraordinary inner strength of Kate herself? Share your thoughts into the comments below. And if this story has moved you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay updated. Before you go, click on the video displayed on your screen to continue exploring the untold stories behind the Royal Palace doors.